I intended to sneak in on the day of my convocation, get it finished, and then sneak out again. But Hammer and the other marauders were not having it. They were ecstatic and had big plans for my convocation. Wow, wow, wow. Welcome to Impacting Humanity in Imperfection. I have just read from page 311 of the second edition of The Protagonist, A Tale of Two Halves, and paragraph 4 to be precise. Last week, I touched on a very interesting experience I had. And the title of my discussion was Keeping Your Eyes on the Prize. Keeping Your Eyes on the Prize. And it was really interesting. So I got feedback, I got comments, and people wanted me to relate it to the book as well. So what I want to do is relate it to the book. But before I do that, let me just recap on what we spoke about yesterday, or what I discussed yesterday. We talked about, I told the story of how I went from a place of being in an advantage to being in a place of disadvantage. How I went from being ahead to being behind because I took my eyes off the prize, the goal, where my destination. And I told you about the life lessons I learned, about making sure I'm keeping my eyes on the prize, which applies to everyone. Also I learned that there will be distractions, noises, some very loud, and also subtle noises as well. And the loud noises signify nothing. They are just distractions. So keep your eyes on the prize. I also learned that coming back on yourself, rerouting, could be painful because you will meet more obstacles. I also talked about the fact that when you have an opportunity to redeem yourself, change the narrative, give them a better narrative of yourself, remove that first impression, so don't blow it. Okay, so today I want to relate it to Remy, the protagonist. Just like everyone, Remy had a goal. He had a prize. He had his eyes set on graduating from university. It's like a guided missile where you're locked in. And that was his prize. That was his goal, his objective. And like so many of us, we have a goal, an objective that we want to achieve. Some of us might want to get a degree, a PhD. Some of us might want to lose weight at the beginning of the year, the New Year resolution. So we have a goal, a prize. Some of us want to learn a second language. But then, just like Remy, the distractions would kick in. Some would be loud noises. Some would be subtle. Beware of the subtle ones as well that spoil the vine. The loud noises will be loud. They will get your attention because they are loud, and they will distract and make you lose your focus. So it could come in the form of family, family commitment. It could come in the form of work. It could come in the form of friends. It could come in the form of things going around, health, ill health. It could come in the form of sex, divorce, so many things. Distractions are everywhere. For Remy, his was more of self-created distractions, like the women, the girls, the partying, the peer pressure, and of course, the lure of the brotherhood, the gang, the fraternity. So those were distractions. Yes, Remy fell off the bandwagon, but he still had his eyes on the ball. Yes, Remy had to reroute himself painfully, almost did not, almost dropped out of university because he was wanted by the police, by the school authority, by other confraternities. So it was chaos. He was buffeted left, right, and center by distractions. But I think Remy played a blinder because he kept his eyes on the ball, the prize, his goal, his objective. I have to graduate. I must graduate. So in as much as he was buffeted left, right, and center, he still had his eyes on the ball. And that's what we need to do in life. Keep your focus. Yes, we could say that Remy had God's grace, that he was able to get through, but you still need to play your part in it. Grace is wonderful, but you need to play your part in it. So what I'm trying to say is most of us will be at the verge of hitting or achieving that goal, but we let go. So life will throw you many curveballs. Life is not it doesn't move in a straight line, does not operate like that. There will be twists, there will be turns, there will be ups, there will be downs, there will be curveballs. You might slip and start rolling down that slippery slope, but keep your eyes on the ball. It's the goal, the aspiration, the reason why that will make you get up, that will make you fight again to achieve it. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would always keep saying we have to make sure that the distractions don't take our focus away from what we want to achieve. So I might be speaking to a young gentleman or a lady or even someone of my generation who is about to give up because of the distractions. They say wahala no dey finish. Okay, so wahala would continue, but don't let the wahala get you to let go of that self-fulfillment. So please keep your eyes on the ball. So next time, I want to talk about another topic. And that topic I suspect would be about capacity. It's going to be an interesting one. So continue to join me as we put our hands together and continue to impact humanity in our imperfection. Thank you.